feeling good, but there's always a but.
Really? That's how you coming right now?
I'm coming with it, man, because I'm kind of heated, fellas.
What you heated about?
I'm heated because Jay-Z drops his album, right? And he inserts his story into this album, right? His real story. He's talking about real shit, you know, shit that he's been through. And everybody's in awe of it. Like, yo, he's a genius. He's this, that, and the other. It's like, hold up. You got a story. You got a story. You got a story. What the fuck is y'all stories in the music that you're doing?
Right. I understand it.
Everybody can have their genius moment, I feel, in their own music if they start inserting themselves. If you read Kevin Hart's book, he talks about the same thing. He's like, yo, I used to do comedy about other shit, and people didn't really like him. He started doing comedy about himself. People started loving him.
Right.
So I think Jay-Z is putting us on the game, but you guys can tell me what you think, because I don't think that is really genius. I just think like, yo, Jay is at that point where he's doing him.
But he's a businessman. He's not stupid. You know this.
True. Yeah.
Man.
True. Well, I haven't heard it.
I'm just going to put it out there like that because, yeah, you're correct. Because by putting yourself into the music, not only music, but just letting yourself go and opening up.
Yeah.
Which is what 'Tis the Time is. Letting yourself out and being able to say, this is who I am. People are attracted to that. Why? Because it's real to them.
Yeah.
So it's not genius. It's good business.
I don't even think it's business. It's just like, yo, you're fucking comfortable with yourself.
Right.
So you want to tell your story. It's like, you know, but real people know that you can turn a business into being yourself. I think that's what you're saying.
Exactly.
That's
but what I'm trying to understand is why you're so heated.
Yeah.
Is it because
he winning?
Not enough artists out there are doing what he's doing?
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
There was an era where everybody was doing it. From, you know,
yes.
Well, yeah, because that's when hip hop was hip hop,
right?
You know what I mean,
right?
Well,
rock.
We can get into that
and
too.
rock,
right?
Oh, just music. Let's just put music.
Just music,
It's just music. Okay.
So, would you guys say this is the first time that he's done that?
No,
I feel like that's consistent with his brand.
Absolutely not. He's consistent with it, but I think that there's this blueprint that he's giving to like, yo, why the fuck is everybody sounding like they from Atlanta? Why don't y'all sound like where y'all from? Are you not proud of where you're from?
And that's
the part that I'm heated about. It's like, yo, if y'all talking about your hip hop is about being proud about who you are and where you come from. Definitely. Kendrick talks about Compton. Therefore, people love him.
Right.
If he talked about fucking Kansas or Houston, they'd be like, yo, I don't get it.
I agree.
Beat, though.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
But I don't get it. And I feel like we're in this generation where a lot of shit is not being gotten because they're not talking about real shit where they from, you know?
But have they been taught real shit?
Do you know that Fetty Wap is from New Jersey?
No.
No, because he doesn't, come on.
Where's Little Yachty from?
I have no fucking clue.
Gutter.
Google.
That's a whole old issue right there. Little Yachty.
Right. Yeah, I have no idea.
It's all about fucking bitches, being in the club, drinking scissor, and
flashing money.
That's it. Because they haven't learned anything else. They haven't studied. It's not, they were speaking. I was watching a little a documentary, and they were talking about how the artists of today haven't done their homework. Meaning it's like they haven't gone to school. Meaning they haven't looked at what's out there in the world or got into the dictionary and learned and mastered the language, the environment, the things that are around them. So yeah, when you want to get angry and you want to talk about, say, okay, these people, why aren't artists doing this? They're not doing it because they ain't learned.
Well,
these ones now, they don't have nothing to say.
Well,
because they don't even know they don't have the words to express themselves.
So, but
they do. It's just a new language.
A language with what are you talking about? Mumbles? That has nothing to say.
It's their language.
Their language. They don't even know what it says.
Hey,
it's a beat.
We sound like
real
our
shit.
parents.
It's a beat. Real shit talk. Real shit talk.
A beat.
Here's the thing.
I'm not I'm not agreeing with what they're saying is like correct. I'm just saying that's the teenage language.
That is their language. But here's the thing, Lil Yachty,
Not even teenage.
He was interviewed, and it was a really sophisticated interview, and they were saying, so when you wrote this song, what were you talking about? He was just like, most of his songs, he's like, well, I really don't know what I was saying on that, but it just sound good. And most of his songs, most of his explanations to his songs was that. And I'm not an old dude, man. I get it. I'm a DJ. I play all that music in a club, but it's like my anger comes from and my frustration comes from like, don't dick ride when Jay-Z comes out and he's like, oh shit, that's bomb, man. He's giving us the truth. It's like, you got truth as well. Where's your shit? Get off that man's dick. He's dope, but get off his dick, man, because you got a dick in your pants. Not to take it to the dick thing, but I'm just saying. Everybody got that moment. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah. And knowing you, Journey, I know that's your philosophy in music every day in the studio when we work. And that's dope. And I totally agree that the music that's coming out right now is that's what artists are failing to see in themselves sometimes, because they're always trying to do, okay, they're in the studio, let's write a song like Drake. Oh, let's write a song like The Weeknd. Let's write a song like a Lil Yachty. It's always like this, because that's what's hot at the moment.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I'm like, nah, what do you do? What does Tiz want to do? What does Mia, EmRauz want to do? What does Journey want to do? What does Itchy Behind the Lens want to do?
Yeah.
So that I totally amen to that.
Right. You shouldn't sound like me.
No.
You shouldn't sound like me. If I put out a joint that's good and I'm talking about Chicago, New York, and my LA experience, it's like, that's my story. But you should be talking about East LA, the streets over there, like where you from and everything like that.
Right.
Tiz, you should be talking about, Colorado and your LA experience in the valley or something like that. But you put all it together, we got a worldly group of people, and then we have different sorts of stories that we can tap into. It's like my playlist don't sound the same because I got some Lester Mendoza up in there, and he's talking about East LA. But my playlist should be worldwide. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's like soul trap. And then you got everybody that sound the same and using the same plugins and everything like that on their voice.
Right.
I'm just saying, fellas, man, Jay-Z, kudos to him and salute to everything that he did on this new album. But here's the thing. To every artist that is listening to that album right now, you should take it as a wake-up call to that. You have a voice and you have a choice to talk about your environment. If you're not doing that, if you're not doing it the Jay-Z way, you might as well not do it, man, because there's no real future in that. That's a classic album.
Yep.
And it makes it classic because he was talking about the times. Tis the time.
It's the time. I'm trying to tell you. Get on board.
So I don't know if you guys want to elaborate on that a little bit more, but I'm just like, man.
I'm just wondering if it would be as special and praised, if it like to you, do you think the album would be as significant if everybody was doing it the Jay-Z way, as you said, and everybody was telling their story and we didn't have quote unquote mumble rap trending right now?
Well, I think that yes, it would, because but like I just said, if you're having a grasp and an understanding on the language, I'm not talking about mumble rap. What Jay-Z did is he went out and he got immersed in not only the culture, but he let us know about the things that are in his world in verse, right? Where
Painted the picture. Painted
it. It's Picasso. So if you do that as yourself, if I go out there as Tis the Time and I'm saying, yo, this is who I am, and I do it in my flavor, in my Picasso, and I put my painting on the wall, then yes, Because just like Journey said, everybody has a story. And if you're putting it out there and you're putting that picture out there and you're doing it creatively as an artist, then yes, it's going to be that big, because somebody out there is going to grab a hold of it and say, that's a story that I can relate to. I remember that. I'm a part of that. That was me too. Oh man, gets down with this, yo. This Tis the Time shit was off the chain. Man, did you hear it? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I know it's Jay-Z and he's got a lot more following, but you can still build off of that if you come out with some creative, innovative, and real stuff that we can grab a hold of. That does not exist to me right now.
Yeah,
not with J. Cole or Kanye.
No.
J. Cole's
I shouldn't say that. There's some, but not a lot.
Jay is cut from that cloth, though. Yeah. J. Cole is cut from that cloth, and here's the thing: he was one of the first hip hop signings of the Rock Nation. So if J. Cole wasn't talking about what's the name of his crew called? Hitville or some shit like that.
I have to look it up. I'm not sure.
Well, J. Cole's crew, I mean, he went back to North Carolina. He went back to those roots and everything like that. He's sitting on top of the house, you know.
Right.
And that's what makes him one of the classic artists of today. You know, you learned about I'm going to go back a little bit. Scarface. You learned a lot about Houston.
Right.
You know, that whole camp, Willie D and Bushwick Bill, Outkast. You heard about College Park in Decatur.
That's right.
You know,
they told us about it. There it is.
Twister. You learned a lot about Chicago.
There it is.
You know, Bone Thugs and Harmony. They talked about Ohio. You know, like these people, they didn't reach for story. They talked about the things that were near them. And I thought if I'm right, if I'm wrong, correct me. Hip hop was about your environment.
Yeah.
It was built on environment. And that's not an old school way of thinking or anything like that. It's just hip hop was about your environment, and that's what made it really, really cool. And that's what made it like the most realist music genre there is. And that's what made it a $1 trillion industry. It was about an environment. So I'm just saying, guys, I mean, it's wow. Jay-Z is giving us story, man. He's giving us insight to the way that we should approach this music. And because we're in the new technology age right now where we can do anything, we can do a mixtape, we can throw that up. I mean, we can have distribution through Flourish and Prosper. Big shouts to Junior and those guys over there that's doing big things for the hip hop community, that we can now tell our story. You know, I think we got the opportunity of today to do that. And Jay-Z just told us that in 444. And I take that very, very seriously. And I don't take it lightly that, okay, this guy is getting kudos of telling a story, and this guy's scared to tell a story, or he's just not because he want to do a type track, type Drake type.
Or can we call that a like track?
Yeah,
a like track. You know what I mean?
So you can like it.
Like,
I just said type track because it's on YouTube. There's these producers out there. Oh, this is a Drake type beat. Oh, this is a what's the name? I'm like, hold
That's
on.
how they're getting their names
Who
out there.
Who produced that?
Yeah.
Like, who produced that track? Because I know 40 is getting paid off of Drake type tracks because it's going straight to Drake. What are you doing? You know, so
So how do you be inclusive while telling your story? Because I don't know if everyone wants to hear your story. Like, wah, you're just crying. Like, like.
Journey told me something that's really, really cool, and I'm going to tell it to you within this.
People want to have fun with your music.
Be offensive.
Yeah.
Don't make a difference if they want to hear it. I'm going to tell my story, and I'm going to tell them my flavor. I'm going to be creative. I'm going to go out there and do it regardless.
And that's the responsibility to answer your question. And both of you guys are right. And I'm playing off of what I said. It's like, that's your responsibility as an artist.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, if you don't have balls, then you should be behind the desk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
artists that I knew had balls, you know? Artists that I know have balls.
Right.
You know, like my life changed when I worked with Public Enemy. I got a chance to stay at Chuck's crib, read some of the books and everything like that, and see how those guys operate. And Chuck D's a good mentor of Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. Before he puts anything out, he calls Chuck. He's like, yo, man, am I touching on this right? You know, I did my research on this. He's like, yo, be offensive. If you're not offensive in your art, you're defensive.
Yeah.
And defensive art doesn't go anywhere. You think of the great artists that we were touched by, like Snoop Dogg came out. He didn't give fucks. He gave no fucks.
Not one. Right.
Yeah, I think that's the way. Those are all my favorite artists, like the Rage Against the Machines, the Beastie Boys, the ones who said fuck it.
Offensive.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's
just like,
if you go back and you really, really think, I mean, you'll sit there all day and you'll be like, damn, they did that too.
So I guess to answer my own question is, don't give a fuck about being inclusive.
Yeah.
No.
Just tell your story and then.
You ain't going out there for likes. I'm going out there because of the art.
Yep.
And all the rest is going to be what it's going to be. And you know, in any career and anything that you're doing, if you're going out there in this day and age, if you're going out there with that same fervor and you're going out and saying, you know what, fuck it, let me just go out here and make my presence known and let you know, hey, I'm here about business, I'm here about making change, I'm here about creation, I'm here about. Pay attention.
Tell me this.
What can you do?
Why did people love Tupac? Because
he didn't
give a fuck, man. He was like, yo, I'm going to tell his fucking story. Right. And he lost his life. But here's the thing. I'd rather go out like Pac than to go out on a stray bullet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was caught in the crossfire. It's like, nah, people are trying to kill me because of my message. Right. I'd rather go out like that. You know, if Martin Luther King was not offensive, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
If he was
like you said before, you have to be a little bit of crazy to.
You do.
You got to.
Do. Yeah. And Jay-Z is out of his fucking mind. He was out of his mind. He blacked out on this project. He was like, yo, fuck it.
Right.
Political, fuck it. Album sales, fuck it, man. I'm doing this for y'all. Jay-Z doesn't have to do records. This is what's really getting under my skin. Why the fuck are you still doing records? For us to see that, yo, you are me.
Hey, like he said, man, I'm giving you I'm dropping knowledge on you for $9.99. Go to break on that.
Yeah. Digital radio, sound art expression. We'll be back, man. What's up, world? It's your man, DJ Journey. I want to say thanks for watching this video. But first, you got to like this video. And then after liking it, you got to subscribe because we want to keep this coming to you. We get more interesting.